Welcome to the Lost Caravan. We do one-shots, miniseries, and long-running campaigns. If it's a TTRPG, we pretty much do all of it. My name is Jason Fryer. You can usually find me at Otter Poet on the X or the Twitter, whatever it's called now. Tonight we'll be playing KULT Divinity Lost, the campaign of With Blood-Dipped Wings. As a side note, this explores darker themes with several intense scenes. Though if that's not your thing, we understand, but we still hope you enjoy. If you want to see other shows, you can check out our previous streams where we have hundreds of hours of content just waiting for you on our YouTube channel. Check the links below. And if you want to support us and our community by checking out our merch, you can do that at our website, lostcaravanrpg.com. But the most important part of this entire episode is our players, and I'd like to go around and introduce each of you. First, I would go with Dido. If you can introduce yourself and your character.
I am Dido. Tonight I will be playing Eve Blevins, who is playing the... I don't know if I want to say what archetype she's playing, but we'll find out. A little bit of mystery.
Next, we'll go over to JD.
Hey, I am JD. I can be found on the internet at JD, not Jason Dean, and I am playing Lucas Wolf. And much like Dido, I think we're just gonna keep that archetype a secret for the moment.
Perfect. And we'll go up to Benji.
Hi, I'm Benji. You can find me on the internet at Chance47, pretty much everywhere. Twitter, not gonna call it X, Blue Sky, Instagram, all of those. And I will be playing Brooks Haverly, and I will tell you his archetype. He is the doll, and he loves being the doll.
And finally, Mir.
Hey, I'm Mir. You can find me on the internet as Mir Draws, on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter, though I've mostly abandoned the last one. I am playing Kate Smith, who I'm also going to share her archetype. Her archetype is an Avenger. Yeah.
Perfect. And this multi-crew, through various contacts, have come together on one kind of mission to get as far away from the East Coast as humanly possible. They're trying to do it for their own reasons, some darker than others, some that they don't even know or have shared with one another. But they have all loaded into Eve's vehicle. What does Eve's vehicle actually look like?
So Eve's vehicle is a hot pink and silver. I always get the year wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a 67 Chevy Bel Air. Beautiful, no dings, no scratches. She paid to have it restored herself. She is very proud of Stacy's mom.
And can I get the positions in the car? I know
Case and shotgun.
Yeah, you got you and shotgun, and the other two in the back.
Brooks absolutely refuses to sit in the middle of the back, so he's off to a side, taking up his own space.
You've been going for about a day now. Do you think about what you've left behind? Is it still nagging on you? Or is this something new, just something that you've wanted all your life? Is it causing you pain as you head down the highway towards Chicago? How about you, Lucas? Do you remember the last words that you heard before you ran?
Lucas doesn't remember the last words he heard before he ran. He is thinking about the letter that he left for Scott because he couldn't even bear to say it to him face to face. He is fixated on that because Scott is the first person besides Eve that he's known in a long time and shared anything of himself with. Though really only scratched the surface when it came to Scott. But he is reflecting on the fact that he has run once again and he was too much of a coward to even tell Scott that he had to leave. He is not thinking about those last words he heard, though. They are there somewhere in the back of his mind, but he's trying to block them out.
Brooks, you have your own reason to run. Angelo, you remember his face, probably the first time in your life that you've ever seen him afraid. And for a man that is used to violence in the darker side of life, seeing fear in his eyes has kind of put the seeds of fear into you.
Of course. And Brooks is definitely thinking about that last moment before he left, but absolutely refuses to show it. It is nothing but disinterest and disdain on his face. You'd think he's just going on a road trip.
Since this was kind of Lucas's idea, the two of you kind of came together to the same conclusion. Have you shared anything? And how much do you usually share with your old friend?
I think I shared only what was necessary. So I said, you know what I do for a living. You know the type of people I consort with. I'm in trouble. And I've been told I have to run. Any other details beyond that, I have kept close to the vest.
And Eve, your hands are on the wheel. The way that the roads have been stretching on and on, has kind of caught you off guard. You've left the cities behind and they're now into the open areas. Wide stretches of trees, sometimes plains. And night has crept up a lot faster than you expected. But that's not really a concern at the moment. You feel something twisting inside of you. That ticking clock, so to speak. How long do you think you have still?
Eve doesn't think she has too long. She tries to be optimistic and believe the doctors when they say it's still a couple of years. But even as this drive has went on, she's noticed that the bags under her eyes are getting worse and makeup's not quite doing the job, and her skin is starting to look even more sallow. For Lucas, who knows her, she's usually very plump, and she looks like she's lost not a significant amount of weight, but enough weight that it's noticeable. And at least within the last hour of this drive, the phone in her back pocket has just been buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. With some kind of message or phone call, which she knows her family is not expecting her back for a couple of weeks, which could only mean that it's either one of the doctors or one of the reminders to take her medicine, which she can't really do with everybody else in the car while she's driving.
When Lucas kind of asked you this favor, what was your response?
No hesitation. It was an absolutely as soon as I can. This isn't the first time Eve and Lucas have run away together, so to speak. It was kind of a childhood thing that they would do. Lucas would throw rocks at her window in the middle of the night, and they would go into the woods on her family's property, and there was this abandoned shed, and they would sometimes spend days out there. And yeah, she didn't hesitate at all. To her, this is probably going to be the last time she sees her best friend.
And finally, Kate in the passenger seat. You're kind of the odd person out. I mean, you're close, not close with Eve. And now you're away from the East Coast. Away from the beaches. Away from the ocean. Away from those things that are always behind you, that kind of wrenched you out of that previous life. Is being away from that helpful? A relief? Or is it gnawing at you? Like you've left something undone?
Sorry, there was a very noisy vehicle outside. A little bit of both. On one hand, it's a little bit of like space to breathe. On the other hand, it's like she doesn't want to let it go. So being farther away from it it weighs on her like she might be giving up on it, even though she knows she isn't, or like running away from it, even though she knows she isn't. But with that, like, this is a job. She's doing this so that she can fund what she's doing on the side. She's doing this so that she can fund her search and her investigation into what happened and who made all that happen in the first place. So it's all a means to an end. She just wants to make sure that if there's these others in the back here, either is she getting paid to protect these ones too, or are they not her responsibility?
Speaking of the other two, have you even spoken to them? You've been in a car. I mean, you all four have been in a car for at least a day. It's a close space. But even in a close space, there can be those distances.
I imagine
Kate would have introduced herself at least. Like when everyone came in, Kate would have introduced herself. You know, been like, "I'm Eve's bodyguard," and then otherwise, if she wouldn't have like specifically kept a distance, but if neither of them are being friendly, then she'd give space.
I think Brooks is very intrigued by Kate because she does have a certain mystery about her. And so I think at some point he would have attempted to make a conversation with her, but I can't imagine that it went really well.
Depends on what you asked.
Yeah. Oh, Brooks would be like, "So, Kate, what is your deal?"
I hurt things for money.
Hot.
Yeah, Kate's absolutely like, I like you. You're good in my book.
That 24 hours that you've already spent, are you following the normal highways, the back ways, considering what might be behind you? Are you staying in like luxurious hotels? Or are you stopping at the places that most people don't go?
Eve is down to earth, but she is also a spoiled little rich girl. She is aware enough of her surroundings that they're not staying at luxury hotels, but they're also not gonna stay in like an off the highway or off the road motel where the bedding is questionable at best, and at worst,
No
it's
coin
not there.
slots and vibration.
Right. No heart-shaped beds.
More bed bugs than bed? Yeah.
Yes. I think for the most part, sticking to the highway kind of as much as she can. Only because sometimes it's easier to hide in plain sight. And she drives a flashy car. So it would be more conspicuous on a side road or a back road. But yeah, she's just trying to do her best to just hide in plain sight.
The road continues. You're starting to almost get hypnotized by the flash of yellow lines. As the night kind of swallows up the road and the highway in your car, the lights far beyond the gravel are distant. Maybe farmhouses, maybe oil rigs. You're not really sure. You haven't really been out this far before. The one thing you have noticed, however, is that there's nobody coming this way. You haven't seen the headlights for at least 30, 40 minutes. You could be the only people out there, for all you know. It's almost like a moonscape now. There's some kind of field, you're not sure what it is. It could be corn, it could be sorghum. It could even be dirt, for all you know. The only thing that really makes any human sense is the occasional post, the occasional sign. And that of the wheels over the cracked cement. Off in the distance, you kind of see starlight, but it's definitely the yellowish, the yellowish lights of some town. You're not really sure which. You think that you may have taken a wrong turn, but it doesn't make any sense. You're kind of going in a straight line. What's the distraction? Something catches your eyes or drags your attention away inside the car as you're driving.
I think with like not having like that oncoming traffic and just yellow lines, thump, 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 and it's not as much, but her phone is still buzzing in her back pocket. And it's been a long day. I think she is starting to get nauseous, and she's been hiding it for a while. And she's not able to hold it back. And she has just that little bit of, like, a hiccup. It's not really a hiccup. And then is like, oh, this is so gross. And starts to kind of veer the car to the side of the road a little bit.
As you're doing that, I need you and I need Kate. to do. Kate, I need you to observe the situation.
Okay.
And I need Eve to do an act under pressure. And in fact, everybody in the back can also do and observe the situation if you like. Unless you're distracted.
12.
I got a
17.
I'm sorry.
17.
Okay.
same 17.
Remind me, are we adding these together and then add our attribute amount?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, 19
Okay.
then.
Math. 16.
Kate, you see it. The person in the road. They seem to have just literally stepped right into the middle of the road and they're waving you down. But maybe it's the headlights that are weird and catch the person. They seem to be wearing a normal, t-shirt, jeans. Maybe a woman because of the long hair. But there's just something glittering in the light behind them, almost like wings. At which point, Eve catches a glimpse of this thing in the road and is able to not flip the car because the wheels catch the gravel and start pulling you into the field. But by swinging the car back, you hear that thunk as the body goes over the right side of the car, hitting the glass, spiderwebbing everywhere. You're able to control the vehicle as it comes to a stop, I'm assuming?
Well, I mean, she was already like starting to veer to the side of the road because she had planned on pulling over. So yeah.
You're able to get it back and without going over all the way over, because obviously your nerves are shot. The headlights just basically capture the emptiness of where you are. And in the rear view lights, that blood red, you kind of see a form in the road.
Thematically, I think Africa starts playing on the radio.
Jesus fucking Christ, Eve. You get 0 stars.
I did.
Eve,
I didn't even see that.
Are you okay?
What?
Are you okay?
Why is there a person
Eve,
standing in the
are
middle
you
of a...
okay?
I'm fine, fine. Just puked a little bit in my mouth, but... Kate, you didn't see them either, right?
Right before you did.
Are we sure
I
it
was
was
about
a
to say
person?
something.
I was...
Something.
Maybe.
I'm looking around to like keep an eye on whoever that is back there.
And Brooks, at this point, you realize that you're bleeding. You've probably caught, you're tensed. So you've got those nails. And that pain just starts to radiate in your hands.
Oh god, this is not good. What do we do? Do we...
I mean, if I hit somebody, we can't just leave it there.
I don't think you hit him.
Then,
Because
there's blood all over my
your
car.
side. You can see like a feather stuck in the broken glass. And it's a
Well, that's
big
a plausible
feather.
deniability.
It's not like a pigeon. We're talking like eagle kind of feather. It's an ashen gray with specks of blood.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
You-
see what it was. I gotta know.
Yeah, and you've definitely lost at least one. You've lost the headlight on the right side.
So mad. She's so mad. She's not mad she
could've
hit
just
somebody.
said we didn't hit anybody and kept going.
Okay,
I'm
you
checking
open
on my car.
You
If
get out.
Eve is getting out, I'm getting out as well. Checking my gun,
Lucas,
making
yeah.
sure I have that on hand. And
The sounds of the night kind of greet you. It's that weird living silence. No human sounds, but crickets, things wrestling in the fields. Just that soft autumn breeze, slightly chilly, with a hint of wood smoke. And you're gonna check the front of the car?
Yes.
Yeah. In the grill, you see pieces of meat and cloth. Blood all up the side. So you've definitely clipped them with the bumper. They came up over the hood, hit the windshield, and bounced off. The other three, I'm going to say that Brooks and Lucas, since you're near the back of the car, you hear the wet of something trying to breathe coming from that shape.
I'm gonna go check it out as much as I don't want to. Lucas can't leave someone suffering like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fine, I'll go too.
I'm staying with Eve.
Okay.
You don't have to, Brooks. You can stay by the car.
I don't want to be the guy who ignores if someone's been hurt or harmed. Let's do the right thing or whatever.
I'm staying with Eve and making sure that I am between Eve and what we left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping an eye on that.
It's a good 30, 40 feet down the road. You can see the tire marks. And the blood.
When
thick.
Eve gets to the front and notices that the other two are like kind of going in the opposite direction, she doesn't hold it back anymore. And the nausea that's been filling her all day, she just gives in.
It kind of splashes over the gravel. And it feels wonderful and painful at the exact same time. You're kind of like purging something. The others can smell the thick, coppery scent. It looks female, but the closer you get, they're almost androgynous. Long hair, very pale features splattered with blood, eyes open, mouth moving. Very almost shapeless body in normal human clothes. T-shirt, jeans. An odd, detail hits you, the fact that one of their shoes is missing. Probably because they've been knocked right out of it. So it's pretty easy to see how one of the legs is at an angle that nothing should be at. It's probably held together mostly by the jeans. And you keep kind of hearing that soft croaking noise. I think both of you should try to keep it together.
Oh.
Kate is patting Eve's shoulder after the puking.
Not the first time.
Exactly.
15.
Okay, you grit your teeth.
That's an 8.
Okay, Brooks. There's just something about this. It almost reminds you of something in your past, something that you've tried to bury deep. You have two choices. You can cower or panic or suffer some emotional trauma from this, or it truly affects you and becomes a permanent trauma.
I'll go for the first option, and I think I will literally jump back and hide behind Lucas and be like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Mark -2 stability.
Just close your eyes. Brooks, just keep your eyes closed.
We're supposed to be laying low. Vehicular manslaughter does not mean laying low. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The beautiful face, which is just so ironic compared to the rest of this broken body, looks up at you, Lucas. Delicate ice blue eyes blinking as if begging you. The person doesn't seem to even realize what's happened to them. Only that you can help them. One of their hands kind of twitches. They have such beautiful pale hands.
I think Lucas kneels down beside them and takes their hand, and because it's the only thing he can think of doing, just tries to reassure them and says, "It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Just stay calm. It's going to be all right."
Eve and Kate, are you doing anything?
I think at this point, like, Kate has assessed the damage on the car, which was a front so that she can throw up without anybody knowing. Is now just kind of wiping, like, the tears from her face and, like, just trying to, like, clean up a little bit. Where?
Kate's probably leaned back into the car to grab, like, a rag or a bandana or handkerchief.
Oh, there are
or
definitely
whatever,
baby wipes in
and,
the
like, passed it over. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely baby wipes in the
baby
glove
wipes have been
compartment.
grabbed and passed over. My concern is Eve, not whatever that is back there. Except to make sure that I am between them and that nothing is moving in dangerous ways that way.
We should see what I hit.
Looks like they already are.
Let's join them.
All right.
Oh, that was disgusting. Yeah, that was just. It feels good, but it just tastes so bad.
As you approach, you see the same scene. Keep it together.
Uh, 16.
You grit
Also,
your teeth.
also 16.
Yeah, both of you have seen worse, which is kind of a dark statement in of itself. Kate, once again, in that red crimson light from the rear view, or from the rear lamps, you swear the blood is pooling almost like wings. You kind of catch your own reflection. There's somebody standing behind you.
I'm gonna look around.
Empty road. But you swore it was Zed's face.
All right. I'm gonna keep an eye on the reflection as I keep an eye on the scene.
The highway remains kind of indifferent to this situation, just quiet, silent. You can see towns off in the distance, just lights flickering. But you could be on the moon for all you know.
What's the survival situation for what's that look like for this person we hit?
You want to get closer?
I'm trying to see if I'm sending someone back to the glove compartment to get the first aid kit.
Certainly wouldn't hurt. But you,
All right.
you get a little closer. They've probably got internal bleeding. That raspy breathing is probably like a rib or two broken. It's the leg that is the main concern, because it's at an impossible angle. And that's where most of the blood is coming from.
Oh my god.
Brooks, go back to the car in the glove compartment. There's a first aid kit.
Oh, okay. Brooks will.
I don't think a first aid kit is going to do much.
Brooks will head to go get the first aid kit, but the entire time is just like, oh my god.
As you find that you're able to rummage through and find the first aid kit. Brooks, your phone rings.
I look to see who's calling first.
911.
I answer but say nothing.
911, what's your emergency?
Oh, fuck me. Fuck you.
911, what's your emergency?
Oh, God damn it. We need help. Oh, fuck.
Where are you, Mr. Brooks?
I'm sorry, what?
Where, can you tell us where you are?
Oh,
What's your emergency?
I'm fucking nowhere. There's not a fucking nice hotel within miles, and you expect me to know where I am?
Well, then what's the nature of your emergency? We can't help you unless you are able to tell us what's going on.
There's been an accident. Someone got clipped by a vehicle.
So there's an accident where were you driving?
No.
And what condition are they in? And you're sure you know where you are?
I'm on the way to. I shouldn't say.
By the way, the rest of you can hear him having this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, Eve was about to ask Kate, should I call the cleanup crew? And I think hearing Brooks talk to someone and telling them where we are, she just bats the phone out of his hand. Who are you talking to?
It was 911.
911 doesn't call you. You call them.
911 doesn't call me. Who the fuck was I talking to?
Your phone probably disconnected when it hit the ground. It starts ringing again.
Is it
Now
911 calling back?
everybody's phone starts ringing.
I'll pull mine out and look who's calling.
911.
Eve, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know. I just know that 911 doesn't call you. Is that the number that's been calling me all day?
No. You check your phone. There's a couple of numbers, some that you recognize and some that you don't. The last call, however, is from 911.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Silence. Put it back in my pocket.
This is not
I'm
happening.
gonna definitely see about getting closer to the injured person here and seeing if I can't assess this leg situation. If nothing else, like looking at the leg.
I'll come back with the first aid kit.
Yeah, does Kate have any medical experience, like major trauma? Or is it
Probably
more
not
just...
major trauma. Probably like your standard like CPR, like just general that kind of like general level knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. Then do an act under pressure.
Okay.
And the phones continue to ring while this is going on.
Okay.
I think at this
That
point,
is a 16.
Eve's phone has been ringing all day. So,
Kate, you're able to stabilize the wound with Brix's help. You're able to fill and correct the bone that is now pointing out and is definitely severed an artery of some kind.
Great.
Literally the only thing that is holding that leg together are the bandages, the jeans, and some sinew.
Oh god,
Eve nearly severed it completely off. You've staunched the bleeding for now, but the way those bandages are starting to darken, this person will bleed out within an hour. And again, Lucas, just those beautiful ice blue eyes just keep on blinking as if they're pleading for you to help. There's enough strength in that pale hand to squeeze. And this close up front, there, you think you're pretty sure that it's a woman.
Can I check my phone and see if there's a location, like is if I have enough signal to like pull maps up and see where we're at?
You kind of check the GPS. There is a small town up ahead. That's about it. You're, somewhere between the East Coast and Chicago, as far as you could tell.
Assume we're on 80 or we're on 80.
You assume.
I assume. All right. Does the map say we're still on 80? No.
You're nowhere near it. Once you kind of open it up, you're on a side road somewhere.
Fuck. All right.
Even the town
There's
doesn't
a
have a name. You just see like the buildings. You know how it is on those
Yeah.
maps.
yeah.
Fortunately, no headlights from either direction.
What are we supposed to do?
There's a town up ahead. We're not on 80 somehow, for some reason. But there's a town up ahead. This person isn't going to last more than an hour or two with this bleeding.
I think Brooks looks to Lucas and is like, Lucas, you tell me, what do we do?
I mean, we need to do something. We can't just leave her here. Jason, I'm curious. I don't know if this would be something we could explore, but I do have the advantage in her power. Lucas would like to save this person, and he is seeing her look at him with those pleading eyes, and I think just unconsciously he starts to see if he can sort of reach inside himself and see if there is anything he can do. Because an hour is not a lot of time in a remote location like this.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just check. So are you trying to save them? Heal them? Or just basically let the chips fall as they may?
I think he is intending to save them.
Okay. I'll let you roll. Just so you know, this could go very, very wrong.
I mean, that's the whole point. It's
Right?
cult.
Yep.
Things have been going so
Yeah.
great so far, so.
Look, I just want you to know I'm this close to rolling enhanced awareness, so
This was a 16, so I did not roll terribly.
Excellent. You you remember something from your childhood. It's an odd time, or maybe it's the perfect time. You remember the bruise on your cheek still burning from your father. So disappointed because you had shot that deer and had done it wrong. It hadn't died instantly, and he had forced you to go find it to finish the job. But when you did find it, you remembered almost like this, putting your hands on its side, and that bullet hole sealed over. And with that animal fear, it ran off. You don't remember what happened afterwards. You've blocked that out. Because your father would have been very, very disappointed. You still remember those eyes. Those pleading eyes, just like the ones of this woman in the road. And her breathing starts to calm. The blood stops flowing as much as it was. And she seems to grow much more peaceful. You may not have saved them, but you've given yourself some time. Probably enough to get them somewhere that they need to go.
Do we see this?
The rest of you feel the autumn chill sink into you, as if the heat from your bodies is being dragged out. You're sure if this continued for a while, you would actually be frostbitten. It's the cold is that intense. But when the woman starts breathing better, the cold passes. Lucas seems to kind of glow in the car's lights, and then it passes. And the phone rings again.
Still 911.
There's a town close, you said? Let's get her in the car. We can't do anything on the side of a road. Hate to say that. It's gonna ruin the whole street.
I'll go into the trunk and grab a blanket.
Brooks was wearing a really, really nice baby blue cashmere cardigan.
Oh my gosh! Even Brooks matched!
Yeah, it's very slowly taking it off to reveal a tank top underneath, because Brooks pays special attention to his body, saying like, I am not ruining this for her.
Then put it in the trunk.
Thank you.
I'm getting the
Lucas
blanket
is
out.
going to pick her up.
I'll help. Like, I'll hold that leg carefully.
The blanket is intended to keep the blood off of the seats of Eve's car, because Eve's car.
I'll open the door.
The radio's no longer playing. The silence is kind of leeching in on you, as if the night has smelled blood and is coming for it. You're able to get the body into the back seat. If it wasn't for Lucas or whatever he did, you're pretty sure the leg would still be in the road. Now it seems to have bound itself.
Lucas? Is there anything you want to tell us?
What we need? Why are we sitting here? We
need to
be
go.
Going.
Yeah.
Can I try enhanced awareness before we bail out of here? Because there's enough strange things here going on that I'm few too many coincidences and weird shit happening.
Go for it.
That is it's a 15. Thank you, +1 to soul.
How much time in the glove compartment did Brooks spend getting the first aid kit?
I'm assuming, just from the way that Brooks is being acted, very little.
I mean, you probably still would have saw like a bunch of just like prescription pill bottles.
Got it. Kate.
Yeah.
You kind of look back. You don't see anything. Then you see in the rear view mirror. And I need you to keep it together.
$15.
You're able to nearly bite through your tongue. There's two very unsettling images that you catch just a glimpse of, and then as Eve kind of pulls out, the lights shift, casting the back seat into darkness again. One, there is a broken angel lying in the back seat. That's the only way you can describe it. Both male and female, scarified flesh with glowing runes all down it. Beautiful beyond measure. It's as if light is literally leaking out of these runes. Its wings now are broken and tattered. The wounds are grievous. But it isn't as terrifying as the fact that Lucas literally, it looks like something has scooped his face out, leaving a wet, ragged hole. It glistens with darkness and viscera and teeth. And the longer you look, you can see it begin to blister and burn. And that's when you turn your face away. And the radio chimes. 911, what's your emergency?
I'm sorry, the
This
radio?
car is not advanced enough to have a phone.
Jesus
can hear you
Christ.
Does
in
it
the
respond
car.
when I say I literally say that? Does the car respond? Like, does 911 respond?
We can hear you in the vehicle. Has the emergency been resolved, Mr. Brooks?
How do they know your name?
Sure, yes. The
It was
emergency.
on the phone, of course.
Oh, fuck me.
Has the
Drive.
emergency been resolved?
Yes, the emergency's been resolved. We're hunky dory.
It's not good to lie, you know.
We're
Can I
taking
like
care
turn
of
the
it.
volume down to try and like turn the radio off?
It goes off.
What the actual
We're
fuck?
still waiting.
We're taking care of it.
We're here to help you.
Who are you?
911.
Where are
What's your
you?
name?
We have so many names, but you can call us Melantha. Has the emergency been resolved? We can help.
We're taking this person to the closest town where we will get them help.
Well, do you even know what town it is? You
I
said
don't.
you didn't know.
Given where we are, it's fucking Mayberry. I don't give a shit. That's where we're headed.
Or you can point out the hospital if you wish.
Oh, that would be actually quite helpful.
Just go down this road 5 miles. Turn right. You will see the H. It shouldn't be farther than that.
Thank you.
Is the patient still alive?
Yes.
How's their breathing?
Existent.
I'm gonna be nudging Eve to drive.
Yeah, she's been driving.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Although kind of like
You can just-
erratically, like it's
You begin to seeing the lights of a town. The town that you saw in the distance, they're starting to get closer and closer. That kind of jaundiced yellow old lamps. Still nothing coming your way. No
Yeah,
headlights. You
that
don't see
whole
people.
that whole conversation, Eve was like looking in the rearview mirror at Lucas, just going like, "Fuck is going on?" Like mouthing the words.
Yeah, and Lucas was just shaking his head.
The voice basically keeps on asking questions. Tell us their condition.
Uh, what they've definitely seen better days, that's for sure. Their leg is fucked up beyond all repair.
What happened to them? Was it an accident?
Oh, yeah,
It was
definitely.
an accident, wasn't it, Eve? It's not your fault.
Did the voice just
Question.
change?
Mm-hmm.
And changing. Question: Is our passenger in the back responding to this? Are they conscious?
No, they've kind of fallen into like a comatose state. Whatever
Okay.
Lucas did to them has given them peace, but they're still obviously dying.
Great.
Of course,
They're just not dying in the car.
of course, it was an accident.
They were just in the middle of the road, weren't they? It's not your fault.
Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm.
Kate sees the blue and white H up ahead. The town
Right.
looks completely deserted, but that blue hospital sign just kind of stands out amongst the various buildings that seem to have their lights are on, but it's like nobody's home.
This is worse than Google. I'm sorry.
Can I feel free to say no, since this is kind of not retconning but going back? Can I have taken out my voice recorder and started recording when 911 called the car?
Mm-hmm,
Okay. I've been recording this. None.
Not a problem. You take a couple more turns. The voice has kind of gone silent. With the exception of the occasional one to turn here.
That sounds
You
like Google.
see hospital up ahead, like a green sign. Completely, there's no name to it. It just says hospital. It's that institutional kind of building that, like a squat toad in the middle of an urban nightmare. Just brick and old stone.
Eve is gonna.
Are there lights on inside?
You can see the front door, like the emergency room, emergency entrance. It's flickering on.
But like through, are there glass doors or like windows that we can see in and there's lights on inside?
Only the front foyer of the emergency area. The rest seems to be darkened. Because we're not talking like huge hospital. It's like a small town hospital.
Which typically close at 8 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no ambulance or anything like that. No vehicles parked outside, but the lights are on.
Eve is gonna.
Have you reached your destination yet?
Yes, thank you, Siri. We're good. Now please leave us the fuck alone.
Are they all right? We can walk you through this.
Walk us through what?
You'll need help, won't you? Are you?
It's a hospital. Is there not help in the hospital?
There should be. We'll leave you to it. And it's just like the entire interior of the car just feels like a smothering silence.
I look at everyone in the car and I go, when we get to a doctor, we leave this part out.
Obviously.
Okay. You stop up front. What do you do?
I will very carefully get out of the car, still trying to protect this leg. And I assume work with Lucas to carry them into the...
You have the blanket now at least to like help carry.
Yeah.
Is there a parking lot? Like, is there like emergency room parking? Okay.
Yep. It's kind of combined. It's a small town park. It's a small town hospital, so it's just like a large open space.
Because I think Eve is gonna drop them at the door and park the car so it's not right there out front. Okay. Like not far away, but like not just in case an ambulance does come in.
Yeah, there's enough shadows that you can just park the car and nobody would be able to see it from the main road.
As we're entering the emergency room, I'm just gonna yell, please tell me someone fucking normal is working here.
Your voice kind of echoes. The whole foyer is empty. There's a nursing station, an admittance desk, a couple of hallways leading off into the dark.
Hello?
The only light that you see, it looks like there was a coffee left, a half-eaten donut beside the nursing station. Some of the lights on the phone are blinking. It's one of those old ones that you have to push to get to the different rooms.
I'm not going to drop the body, but I'll look to Lucas and be like, I guess I'll go search for somebody.
There's a gurney.
I think that's a good idea.
Just a few, like a couple of yards down.
Let's put him on the gurney and we'll do that, and then I'll run through this hospital looking for somebody, anybody.
By that time, you've kind of finished Eve. Are you coming inside as well?
Yeah. She's gonna again use this brief time by herself. She's gonna open up her glove compartment and rustle through some of her medication and take what she has not taken all day before going
past the water bottle. And then Kate will pass the water bottle, and then while Eve is doing that, Kate is going to take some of those baby wipes and see about trying to clean some of stuff off the car while also grabbing that puppet.
Smart.
Yeah. Just because the two of you are out there, again, it's just that weird stasis silence. You know how a town should always have life? There should be a dog barking. There should be a car somewhere driving.
Kate, I don't like this.
It's like you are utterly alone. And speaking of alone, Brooks and Lucas, you've kind of gone in both directions. There's no sound, no movement. You open up one of the doors between the main hall and probably the emergency operating areas, like the surgical wards. There is mold and mildew over the walls. Some of the gurneys have sheets over them. you really hope that that's garbage under there, because the shapes are oddly familiar of having since you've had a body in the back of your car recently. Everything is dark except for a pristine operating theater about 20 yards in.
Jason, I hesitate to bring this up, but one of my disadvantages is medical phobia. Is this whole hospital just one big phobia?
Brooks,
One big disadvantage.
this is probably your worst nightmare.
Yep. I should have kept my mouth shut.
Mm-hmm. This is probably as close to hell as you've ever gotten.
I'm gonna look to Lucas and be like, Lucas, I don't think anybody is here.
Then why were we brought here?
They said they would help walk us through it. Do you think they mean... Do they want us to...
And Lucas looks at that operating theater and just nods. And then looks at Brooks and says, "You don't have to stay."
You know what? My mom always wanted me to be a doctor. Time to make her proud.
Are we
Keep
doing
it together,
this?
Brooks.
Keep it together?
Yeah.
Please, 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 please. Oh, okay. +2, 11.
Okay. You've got a couple of options here.
Damn it. I'm not doing well.
You can push through. You'll be at -1 to doing anything while you're in this building. You can either become angry, sad, scared, guilt-ridden. You can even become obsessed. For example, with Lucas there, you might become more, obsessed with him, that, he's like your rock, your emotional rock. Or you can become very distracted, which would make it even worse to all your conditions.
I'll go with option 1 again, and I think scared is appropriate given the hospital is my phobia and given my past, but I also... A lot of weird shit has happened tonight, so...
Okay. Take another -1 to stability. How you doing?
I am now shaken, not stirred.
Okay. The woman you suspect begins to start to wake up, choking again. Whatever you've, helped, the pieces are still starting to fall apart. I mean, they probably had several broken ribs, and blood is beginning to pool around their leg and fill the gurney.
Can I pull out my phone and call 911?
Mm-hmm. 911, what's your emergency?
Okay, we oh my god, we got an operating room and a gurney. What do we have to do?
Oh, it's you, Mr. Brooks. Of course. Take the patient into the room.
I put the phone on speaker.
Is this going to be one of those, like, teaching us how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich where we give each, like, it's not just like put the knife in the jelly and you put the knife you have to put the knife blade first in the jelly.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be one of those situations here?
Yeah. By the way, the two of you Are you actually going into the building?
Yes. I think so.
Or are you
Okay,
staying
then
out
I'm
here
staying
in
with
the dark?
Eve.
Okay.
I'm sticking with Eve. So
Then you kind of hear the wee of the wheels of the gurney disappearing into the distance. You kind of see two figures pushing a gurney in the dark. But like I said,
God, I
this
hope that that's
hospital
Lucas and
looks,
Brooks.
it both looks lived in and abandoned. It's like each section gets worse and worse and older and older.
does any of this feel vaguely familiar for me at all? Like similar to situations I've been in the past or anything?
Oddly enough, when you look, because you're kind of remembering and drawing on your past,
Mm-hmm.
the calendar from 1967 has the same picture from the island where all your life went to shit.
So we're just gonna reach over and grab that photo and rip it off as we go past.
You'll catch up to the other two shortly. The voice in the phone is because again, this operating theater seems to be the only really lit and clean place in the entire building. Almost painfully bright. The person on the gurney starts coughing. The voice on the phone. We can hear coughing. Are they struggling to breathe?
Yeah.
Can we hear them, please?
I have the phone on speaker. I just set it down on the gurney.
It sounds like they have internal bleeding or a clogged lung. Does that seem to be correct?
Hi. This seems like an appropriate time to fill you in on the fact that I'm not a fucking doctor.
It's okay, Mr. Brooks. We understand. Oh, you've seen things, haven't you, Mr. Brooks? There's the time when your friend Angela heard that ocean.
Hey, I'm gonna need you to watch your mouth if you want us to save your friend.
We will help you. That's what we are here for.
Okay, should I don't wash my hands or something? Isn't that what doctors are always doing?
Alcohol would be good. You're
Yeah.
going to need to intubate them.
Into what?
It's
Intubate.
we're gonna have to
Intubate.
artificially allow them to breathe.
Yes.
That's when you two
Brooks,
walk in,
maybe
so you could say that. Is there a
Brooks,
tube or an intubator set anywhere nearby?
I'm gonna look around. Is there any of that stuff?
Who's looking? Because everybody can do a keep it
I am.
to act under pressure.
Act under
You-
pressure.
Yeah.
Act under pressure.
Brooks is gonna do the one thing that he understands. He was told to go find alcohol. So he is looking around the room for rubbing alcohol or something to sterilize things.
Lucas, the person's eyes are getting more and more frantic. They're
Lucas
definitely-
is staying with her. And is just assuring her that everything is going to be okay.
I got an 11.
I got a 12.
Got a 10.
Okay,
10, 11, 12. Let's go.
perfect. Eve, you're able to find like an intubation set. Kate, you're able to find like an actual operation set. You know, like the sets of scalpels and retractors and things like that.
I was imagining the
Yes.
game.
Mhm.
some tweezers.
And you are able to find some alcohol.
Okay, I'll bring the set over.
And a lot of towels. Just see. Now we need you to intubate them. Open their mouth and insert the tubes.
Oh my god.
Brooks,
They are going to die if you don't
pour
do
the alcohol
this.
on my hands. And I start, just quick clean before I position their head so that their airway is open. Okay, the mouth is open.
One of you must put the tube in.
I can do it.
I'm already
I
here.
can do it, and
Your eyes kind of block
You-
with you.
you
as
keep-
You have to. You try to put the tube. It's sticking. They're starting to choke and gag.
Brooks starts gagging.
You'll need to push it down. There's an obstruction.
I can do that. I can do that. Just keep her head still, Eve.
All right.
And Lucas is going to push.
All right, Lucas. She immediately bites down on your hand. It's a reflex. You feel the teeth bite in. They are a hell of a lot sharper than you would think. It's not like teeth. It's like getting cut by a razor blade. It's that very thin, sharp slash. But between you and Eve, you're able to force their head back enough to force the tube in, and almost immediately you hear that sucking sound as more air gets in. And those ice blue eyes are just looking straight at you with this tears slowly starting to drip down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This must be horrible for you. We're trying to save you.
The breathing starts to stay, the body stops convulsing. Is the tube in?
Yes.
Are they breathing?
Yes.
Next is the more difficult part.
Just get to it.
One of you needs to draw with the blade.
Like, well, I'm sorry. Draw with the blade. Like, what are we drawing?
Open their shirt and draw a circle on their stomach.
Okay, I have watched a lot of television, and never does the doctor start doodling on the patient.
Is to save them.
Oh, God.
What other choice do we have?
Brooks, we don't have time for
You
this.
don't
Rip open
really
the
have
shirt.
any more
Yeah.
choices. Okay. The moment you expose them, it's as if the person has been divided in two. One side is male, the other is female. Their body just seems to have too many things, like too many ribs, their skin is almost translucent. You can see inner workings here and there. Like blue veins. Glass?
All right, who wants to draw the circle?
I'll do it. Give me a scalpel.
It's okay.
While this is all happening, I'm keeping an eye and seeing if I can hear anything, making sure,
Mhm.
paying attention to the door. also keeping an eye on what's happening there because I have an idea of what that actually is, and I have no clue if whatever's on the phone is actually helping you on.
Eve is participating because she does not want to be the reason somebody dies.
You need to draw a circle and then a half moon within the circle.
Are we talking
Divide.
crescent moon?
Crescent would be fine. You can do it, Eve. Remember, this wasn't your fault. None of this is your fault.
I'm gonna start blaming you here in a minute. And I will start trying to draw this circle and half moon on the stomach.
The blade, immediately, blood pools around it. It's almost like you're cutting, rice paper. Lucas, you have to force the person down because they're beginning to convulse.
I'm sorry.
The breathing starts to get more rapid. Brooks, as you kind of like step back, I'm assuming from the...
Kate.
I'll just finish with Brooks 1 second. You kind of see in one of the mirrors, where you would normally put x-rays and such. The positioning seems almost perfect, like a memory trickling back. You remember being in a theater like this. And in the reflection of where the x-ray should be, and behind one of the, where one of the curtains, how they've got those things set up. Mm-hmm. You can kind of see Lucas's father is standing behind one of the curtains, watching. Just like he watched you.
That actually pisses me off. And I think I would go check that out.
Okay. You head over, kind of pull the curtains back. Empty space.
All right, Brooksy,
Kate, you had a question?
Together.
I'm actually, like, as this is Kate's conscious getting to her. When Eve starts drawing the stuff, Kate's going to head right on in, get the person's hand in hers, and directly and say, squeeze once if you know this is going to hurt you, or squeeze once if this is going to help you, squeeze twice if you know this is going to make things worse.
They immediately squeeze twice.
Stop.
You don't want
Eve,
to do
stop.
that.
Eve looks at the phone on speaker and then looks at Kate and stops.
I'm looking.
Helping yourselves. There's things that you can't see, but we can see. You don't want them to catch up with you, do you?
I'm ignoring that. I'm ignoring that and continuing to talk to our angel here, and ask. Squeeze once if Melantha is a friend, squeeze twice if Melantha is an enemy.
Twice.
Right. Squeeze once if we need to get you the fuck out of here.
Brooks will run and hang up the phone.
All right, we're going. Pick him up. Let's get back out to the car now.
What I mean,
Hey.
what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? We don't have a lot
Not
of time.
here. Not here. Not here. We're going.
What is Mylanta, by the way?
That
And I know
was-
I'm saying that wrong.
Mylanta is what they said to call them. When you asked, who are they? This is what they said to call them.
The body starts to convulse even more.
We got to take the tube out, right?
Yeah.
No,
They need.
They can't breathe without it. Yeah.
Oh God.
Is Kate still holding their hand?
Yes.
Okay, Lucas is going to look at them and say, squeeze once if there is something we can do to help you. Squeeze twice if there's nothing we can do.
Doesn't even squeeze.
Nothing.
The phone on the wall begins to ring.
I'm going to look at them and ask, squeeze once if you don't know if we can help you.
Now they squeeze.
Okay, they don't know.
Weakly.
Squeeze once if we need to take this tube out. Squeeze twice if it's helping you.
They squeeze twice.
Okay, keep the tube in. Let's go. And I'm gonna I'll scoop them up and
Right. Just one more quick question. As they were asking these questions, I was like dressing the wounds and trying to stop the bleeding while they were doing this. Just one last question. Ask if painkillers will help them.
once if painkillers will help you, twice if they won't.
Again, it doesn't squeeze. In fact,
They don't know.
They have the strength is kind of gone from the hand.
Do I try anyways?
I don't know if they can swallow. They're intubated.
It's
they can't swallow.
Not. It's Kate. It's not a pill.
You can always look for morphine.
I think
phone-
give it to him. Give it
Yeah,
to
the
him.
phone
We got to
rings
get out of
again.
here.
All right. Well, it's out in the car.
Okay, let's go.
You have
I'm
morphine
picking
in the
them up
car?
Just
Don't ask questions. Just go.
She's been holding out on the good shit, and she didn't want to share. That's all I'm saying.
You push out into the hallway. It's pretty easy to recognize the fact that this hallway is a lot longer than you remember.
Fuck, not this shit.
You say that
Kind
like
of
you're
see the
used
lights
to this type of
flickering
thing.
off in the distance, but there is a very long stretch of darkness between you and it. And the
Lucas
phone
makes a.
behind you rings almost more incessantly now.
Someone turn your flashlight on your phone. We're going.
I'll turn the flashlight on my phone, but I'll say Lucas makes a good point, Kate. You don't seem to be as surprised about this shit as we are.
I've lived through some weird fucking shit. I'm going as I'm saying this.
Keep on pushing. Those gurneys that had things in them, whatever is beneath them, begin to kind of squirm and move. You hear scuttling in the walls and in the roof. That cockroach. It gets more and more insistent. The light almost seems to stretch further and further away, as if you're slowing down.
Eve, push this. And I'm pulling out gun. Basically passing the gurney on to Eve. And
it gets to the point that you're actually having to run to keep up to the light. When you finally burst out into the lit area, back into the foyer, you can feel that weight behind you, as if something has just tried to reach out and pull you back.
Okay. Just
The
wait
nursing
a
station
second.
phone begins to ring.
Get to the car now.
And go where?
Out.
Just-
go. We
Who
not
hits
here.
The door? Who tries to open the door first? This is
Who
very
hits the
important.
door? What wording? Who hits the door?
I think Brooks wants to GTFO the most, so he would probably hit the door first.
How much weight are you putting behind it?
If it's a hospital, I'm imagining maybe it's one of those like with the push bar thingy. So yeah, I think Brooks would be like, boom.
Okay, try to avoid harm.
Oh, of course. Avoid harm.
Yep.
Oh, 15.
Okay. Your wrist is going to ache like a son of a bitch, but at least you didn't snap it. Because it seems that the doors are chained on the outside. So when you hit it at full force, it's like hitting a wall.
Brooks
What
has a
kind
little
of-
mini meltdown and is doing that like, come on.
What kind of doors are these? Are these the big blast doors that open? Are these
Those.
metal doors with the little windows? Are they...
Yeah, the metal door with the little window. Those security doors.
Great.
Love this for
Great, great,
us.
great.
The person.
Is
the,
there is
the,
there a window nearby?
down in the hallways, yeah. The dark
Nah,
hallways.
fuck.
The phone rings again.
Can we please just get out of here?
The door is chained shut, so unless you know a back way out.
They're not going to let us go.
You're still at the door, right, Brooks?
Yeah.
You see the empty parking lot is not as empty as it used to be. Just
Whoa.
beneath the lights off in the distance, there's someone standing there. As if watching the front of the building. They seem to be doing this. As
Out-
if holding a phone.
Outside?
So then Brooks seems to be doing this.
Question on the door. If Kate were to shoot out the window, would she be able to potentially reach things through?
You might be able to reach around, but chances are, because it's security glass, you're going to do a lot more injury to yourself.
Oh no! Bang bang! Shoot it out.
Oh yeah, you can try to shoot it out.
You said try. That makes me nervous.
I'm sure
Only
it's
bulletproof
fine.
glass.
Nothing
Probably
bad can
bulletproof
happen.
Would the door handle be about within reach for Kate then, or from the outside?
Yeah, but like I said, the problem is you would have to knock out
Ah.
all the glass to reach
Yeah.
around. Just
Yeah. Okay.
could
Okay.
not open up your own wrist. And that's,
Alright.
as Brooks has said, it's chained.
Yeah. Great.
The
Brooks-
person goes. to
Brooks is going to run back to the nurse, pick up the phone, and go, what?
I think they're having a failure to communicate. Finish the job.
Why do you want us to kill them?
It's not killing when it's already dead.
What
This
is going
isn't
on
your
here?
fault, Brooks. None of it is. And all of you are running away from something, aren't you? Do you really have the time to stay here and do this? What's one little cut to you? We can make it all go away. We can help you get to Chicago.
I will relay this to the group as I assume the old nurse's station doesn't have a speakerphone. What do we do?
I don't want to play their games.
I agree with Lucas.
Same.
We have collectively decided as a group to decline your offer, and I hang up the phone.
All right. You're left there. The phone doesn't ring again. The person's breathing is getting a lot more shallow. They're definitely gone into shock at this point.
Do we just like go out a side window? What do we do? Like, I don't know how to get past
If we
these
can, the
chains.
window there's windows in those hallways, but you were in that hallway with me. I'm gonna kind of check the like essentially like the perimeter of the room and see what I can tell of like what other options are.
There's probably offices off in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
There might be other rooms with windows. They might have the same security kind of glass. You're not really sure. But it's off in the darkness. Kate, you see something move in the darkness, scuttling. It has that
Got my gun.
black and brown chitinous skin, like a roach. But it's a human face, like it's been pushed in and twisted. So it's like an permanent scream of agony, silent pain. And then it's off again.
Is this a push-pull? With the door, is it a push or a pull situation?
To push out. If you could somehow figure out how to cut the chain, you'd be out in a second.
Is the chain something?
If you put enough weight onto it,
I am gonna look at Lucas, who is, I think, also pushing the gurney with me, and then look down at the gurney. We can try and use the gurney to get through.
Yeah, we could try, not with her on it, I would assume.
No, not with her on it. But it's the only thing that I can think of that might be able to, like, put enough force onto it that we can get it open.
There's other gurneys, too. Back in the dark.
I instead am going to lift her up, since we still have the blanket under her, and gently place her on... If there are chairs set up where there aren't going to be, like, the arms digging into her, I'm going to try to set her up there. And then go with Eve to try and use the gurney to push this door down.
I'll stay with our patient.
I'm keeping an eye on these hallways.
Okay. You begin bashing. Bashing again. The metal starts to buckle. You can hear the strain. I'm going to say, I'm going to act under pressure, because I'm pretty sure you're losing it at this point.
If I hear the first couple not working, I'm going to come help push that damn thing.
Okay.
That is a 20.
So is that going to be nice?
Nice. Finally.
I'm sorry, a 19. A 19.
19. After another bash, you hear the door kind of buckle. It opens enough that at least you guys can squeeze out.
Could we take our patient with us?
Not without doing some major injury. Because you literally have to kind of go under the door.
Can we give it another bash and try to like get it open a little more?
You think that you've probably bent the metal and as far as it's probably going to go without breaking the gurney itself or yourselves.
Can we use the blanket that is under our patient as like to be able to kind of like drag them out underneath?
It's going to be a delicate maneuver, but yes.
We gotta try.
Who's going outside first?
I don't like the way you said
think-
that.
I think Lucas, so that he can be there to help guide the patient.
I'm gonna look to the patient and be like, okay, we're about to try something to get you out of here, okay? So just be still, be calm, and we'll be on our way soon.
Their ice blue eyes just kind of stare at you. You're not even sure if they're still there.
Can you hear me?
You want to check?
Yeah. Like check if they're breathing, check a pulse.
You notice at the bottom of where they've been lying, pool is probably like that deep, the blood.
Guys,
And all the maneuvers and moving around, that arterial wound probably finished them off.
guys,
What?
Brooks, we don't have time for this.
The
we
phone
don't
rings again.
we don't need to hurry.
I think we need to hurry for ourselves.
They didn't make
What do you
it.
mean we don't need to hurry?
What do you mean they
What?
didn't make it?
What do you mean they didn't make it?
They're gone.
No, they can't be.
Oh,
I'm gonna
No,
I'm gonna walk
absolutely
over,
not.
answer the phone with, do you want their body or not?
You pick it up, and even before you say that, you get this. Oh, it's so sweet watching you struggle. But don't worry, we forgive you.
Do you want the body or not?
Of course we do.
Okay, we're taking the. I'm hanging up. We're taking the body. Come on. They want it. We don't want them to have it.
I'll wrap the blanket. I'm gonna give them some dignity. I'm gonna cover them and
All right. Like I said, is it Lucas going outside first?
it is.
Lucas, it was cold outside. Now it's almost tropical. Like that thick, heavy, muggy heat. You're almost beginning to sweat immediately. The sounds, that silence of the town is gone. There is a low mechanical thrum, like machines off in the distance. Chunk, 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 like those old oil wells going up and down. Gears turning. And that heavy, thick heat just choking you.
As I don't think we have a lot of time. Let's move. Pass her through to me.
All right. Act under pressure again. Now, one of you can help, but one of you needs to do the roll. Who's
I-
going to...
I'll
I
do the
am
roll.
decent at act under pressure. I have a +2
I
in
mean,
it, so
I will let you do it. Yeah, I'll give that to you.
Okay.
So what
Then
does help
I need
do?
to... You can help or hinder another player's move. So basically, you explain to me how you're helping, what you're specifically doing, and then we can add... You roll as well, and if you succeed well, you'll give a +2 or a +1 to Lucas's roll. So which attribute do you want to use to help them out and explain what you're doing to ease their way?
I'm gonna also do act under pressure because I am from the other side trying to help guide them through the opening of this door from this side.
Okay. Go for it. And just tell me what you get.
And a 15.
Lucas, you can add 2.
That's a 12.
All right. You succeed, but there's going to be a complication. You hear a wet rip. Where you have bashed the door, part of the metal door has come out, and their back catches on it. You force the body through. Something hits the ground. But none of you can see it. You heard
Oh, I
the
think I
weight
know what
of-
that is.
You heard the weight of something. Fleshy.
Since I have a sense of what, like, since I have seen what this actually is, I'm making an educated guess, which means I'm going to attempt to, like, when I go through, I'm going to attempt to, like, bring that with me. If
Okay.
I can't see it, I'm going to try to
feel
just,
it.
like,
You can use enhanced senses if you like. You can open yourself up to where you are.
I don't think I want to do that here.
Are you sure?
After that cockroach thing, sometimes ignorance is bliss. Okay.
Then you feel around and you find the only thing you actually find is a feather. A blood-soaked feather.
All right, we're taking it with us.
When you pick it up, avoid injury.
Ah, lovely, lovely, beautiful. You mean harm?
Yeah, avoid harm. I did it again.
I only mentioned it because you said it.
Yep.
That is a 14.
You
Wait,
pick
hold
it
on.
up.
Avoid harm. That's a hold on. Reflexes. 15.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot my +1 on reflexes.
As you're picking it up, you instinctively notice it's like picking up a knife.
Great. Was the one that I picked up off the car the same?
Nope.
Great. Okay. Well, knife feather it is.
Yeah, this one feels more metallic. Like a whole bunch of razors.
Just gonna
Who's going up
take
next?
my bandana and wrap my bandana around it.
Yeah, who's going outside next? Because currently it's Lucas with the body.
I think it would be me because I was attached at the other end of
Okay.
that body.
Okay. You're outside. The hospital.
I'm gonna make sure that Brooks goes before me.
The hospital groans. Something from the dark just kind of exhales. And this fetid breath washes over the two of you. That darkness starts to move, swallowing up the
Out,
hallways.
now, out, go.
Yeah, I go.
I'm following behind as fast as I can.
Act under pressure, Brooks.
Oh God, why do you do this to me? What is act under? Oh, coolness. Come on. In theory, I should be good at this. Okay. Yes. 20.
You're out.
Oh!
It's almost like you levitate. Just through the door.
Shoo!
Like a slip and slide.
Kate is trying to come back home.
19 on act under pressure.
You get out just as something slams into the door. A whole
I am
bunch.
not looking back. I'm just moving us to the car as fast as
Yeah,
possible.
you feel something like tugging at your clothes, but it doesn't get a good grip. Brooks is close enough to catch a glimpse of. It looks like an arm that has been underwater for a couple of weeks. It's got that sloggy, hanging flesh.
Okay. Yeah. We gotta go.
Car, to the car now. Everybody, to the car now.
Do we put her in the trunk?
Yes.
No.
What?
You get to-
Do you
Wait.
want to sit next to a corpse?
Eve, just so you know, the car isn't where you parked it.
I swear I parked it right there. It was right there.
You're all kind of panicked, so it takes you a second. Car seems to be under one of the street lamps. It has no damage. No broken windshield. No broken light. No signs of blood.
I don't think that's the
Oh,
car.
fuck.
Can I?
What do we
can
do
I
if
make
that's
some
not the
kind of
car?
roll to look harder or more to see if I can?
Is that Stacy's mom?
It is Stacy's mom. It's like the first day you got her. Literally the first day you got her.
Eve is panicking a little bit.
Well, not the first day you got her, the first day that you finished her.
Yeah, Eve is freaking out a little bit. Yeah, it's like the first day she got her. Oh, that's bad. But still, she's freaking out a little bit. And she is not holding their patient.
Eve, what's the year of that car?
57? 56?
Okay, never mind. Not a coincidence I'm worried about.
And yeah, I am gonna book it to my car because Eva's in a panic. She has very important things, and if it looks like the day that it was finally restored, she just wants to make sure that everything that should be in it today is in it. And she immediately goes to her glove box and opens it.
Everything that you need is there. In fact, the first aid kit that was removed and the pills that you've already taken are there. It's like the car exactly before you hit whatever that person is.
I'm gonna turn around now that we've left the hospital. Is Lucas still carrying the person I hit?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it reset like everything that was in here before the accident is in the car. The first aid kit is here, untouched.
Two questions. One, is the person still out there? And two, is there anyone else, any other cars, anything else in this parking lot within sight?
Still seems completely and utterly deserted.
Is it the mugginess that Lucas felt?
Oh, it's thick. It's palpable. It's
okay.
starting to even get into your lungs. I don't know if you've ever been in New Orleans in like the middle of August. It's like that heat literally gets inside you. Eve, the one thing that you do notice out of place, it looks like a business card tucked under the windshield wiper.
I'm gonna grab it and look at it.
It says Dr. Melantha Logan on the front. Has all the little details of this hospital, the same address. There's a bloody thumbprint on the top, like somebody was holding it. And when you flip it over, it goes, one freebie only. You better run.
Oh, we have to go. Like 20 minutes ago. And I hold up the business card.
Okay.
That's the name of the person on the phone. That's the name of the person on the phone.
And this was our freebie, and we were told to run. I like the idea of running right now.
Is the body going in the car?
We gotta dispose
I don't want to
of the
leave
body.
I don't want to leave the body for whatever this is. They want it. I don't want them to have it.
Okay. Into the trunk it goes. You all pile into the vehicle.
Brooks, here's your shirt.
Thank you. Oh my god, thank you.
You peel out of the town.
That's so much
Again,
expensive luggage.
That emptiness behind you. The town just doesn't even seem to stir. And as soon as you're off the main street and onto the main road again, it's almost like the lights go out behind you. Like that town never was.
Can I check if GPS and see if the town actually is there on the GPS?
The town is gone, but you find yourself close to the main highway.
I'm gonna direct Eve to the interstate.
I have seen some weird stuff, especially recently. This definitely takes the cake.
And I think that's probably where we should be wrapping up, yes? So, I'll go back to the end. I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank you to my amazing cast. If you like what we do, you can join us on our Discord. It's where we post our monthly casting calls, schedules, and where we just generally hang out, be giant nerds. We'd love for you to come and hang out and roll some dice. And now, once again, I'd like to go around and give everybody a chance to tell the people who you are, who you were playing, and where we can find you. So I think we'll go in reverse order with Mir.
Yep. Cool. Hey, I'm Mir. You can find me online as Mir Draws on Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky. And I was playing Kate Smith, who is not having great feelings right now.
Over to Benji.
Hi, I'm Benji. I was playing your resident doll, Brooks Haverly. And you can find me online at Chance47 on pretty much all the socials.
Down to Dido.
I am Dido. Tonight I played Eve Blevins, who is the archetype The Cursed. And you can find me on socials at Dido, some sort of other. Because it's just Dido on Blue Sky and Dido11 on Twitter. And tonight was horrifying, and I loved it.
And finally, JD.
Hey, I am JD. Tonight I was playing Lucas Wolf, archetype The Descendant, and you can find me on socials at JD, not Jason Dean. And yes, tonight was horrifying in the best of ways, and I can't wait for more.
And I'm Jason Fryer. Again, I'd like to thank you. You can find me at Otter Poet, and I really appreciate the chance to be able to share Cult Divinity Lost with everybody. I absolutely love writing for it, and I absolutely love running it. And I could not be blessed with a better cast. So, thank you again, and we hope to see you soon, back on the highway to hell.